Hola, hola.
Hola. ¿Cómo estás?
¿Cómo están? ¿Cómo están? This is actually my first live video in a long time.
Oh, it's been a while. And I haven't been doing them as often either because, like I said, I've been cultivating myself lately and you've been doing the same.
Yeah. Taking time to be in a chamber, right?
Oh, man, right.
Right.
Here we go in wonderful Mexico.
In Guayapa.
Oh, man.
In San Andres de Guayapa in Oaxaca, Mexico. Hello, hello.
And the weather's been like a dream here.
Oh,
Since I've been here, the weather's been like a dream. That solar energy we always talking about. Now, the solar energy is all over the planet, but me, I kind of thrive in here. Really, really good since we know the knowledge.
Yeah.
Now, you said something real key. Why am I calling it Solartarian now?
Why are you calling me Solartarian? And who am I and who are you? Right? So here I am, Ayanna Mojica, and this is Elitom Elamin. He's known worldwide for his message on living on the light.
On living on a light, Solartarian. So that's why I'm changing the name now from Breatharian to Solartarian. The Breatharian, when we talk about that, we think about breath right off the rip. Because we're breathing the atmosphere. And when you're dealing with the three treasures of life, eating, drinking, and breathing, you'll die quicker without breathing than the other two. So there is breath work and pranayama that is very, very powerful, dealing with the energy that's in the atmosphere. But now we're going to the Solartarian levels because what Stat is saying, we're dealing with the primary energy source of the planet.
Which is the
Sun.
Solar is sol, the sun.
The sun.
And there's a lot of that here. If you are watching this, please make a comment. There you go. My God, I can't see all of your beautiful faces. Can you move the camera back a little? This way? Is that
there
better?
There we go.
Is that better? Is that better,
We're doing two
Malka?
videos here.
Okay, yeah, we're doing 2 videos. Is that better? There we go. Thanks for letting us know. Aha, gotcha. Share the video. We're getting ready to share some good juicy juice stuff. Good juicy juice stuff. Good solar stuff.
Some good
I
solar
see that
stuff.
hard.
Right.
Thank you.
Because we keep using these terms in spirituality and religion. Spirit, light, soul. But now we're going to the primary energy source that we're living in.
The primary energy source for our planet.
Wow.
And many other planets.
Right. And we're sitting here living in it, so it produced the air. It's responsible for it. Oh, man, this is good. And that word soul, through English terminology, S-O-U-L. We might as well say the soul now. We're animating our bodies in Ananakin. Oh, man, this is good. In Egypt, one of the pharaohs, he said the sun was the headquarters.
The sun is the headquarters. And we were talking earlier about how we are many suns. All of our cells are solar batteries.
Right. Oh, man, this is good. So here we go now, the primary energy source. Now, what people are making a mistakes at, and I got to bring it up so we can all learn, for the Breatharian journey, they go and start fasting because food is an energy source. That's why you do it. But if you've given up one energy source, you need to have another energy source to go into. And it didn't get developed. That's why a person comes up short.
So go into that a little bit more. Clarify.
Well, like we said earlier, how do you bring energy into the body? Through meditation.
Meditation, the breath, the prana that's in the air.
That's how you do
food,
it.
Right?
Right. Now, what is meditation? People ask this. It's the relaxation response of the body. The body's a good conductor of energy, and when you relax, because that's what all meditations got in common. All of them got in common, relax. Relax and get in a comfortable position. And as soon as you do that, whatever your perception is, I felt the energy, I felt the spirit. We're all using these same words, but it's the primary energy source of the sun you feel. That's why you feel more energetically hyped up. You know, when you start talking these terms, spirit, light, it was really flowing. But if we're living in this energy realm, it's the primary energy source of the sun.
Thank you. I see that heart. But you were asking me, because I was sharing with you earlier about my guru, my teacher, saying I needed to rest. So here I'm in Oaxaca, Mexico. And because I had a slight dance injury and it was inflamed.
Right.
And my guru and my doctor were both saying rest.
Go rest.
And so I did this yoga, sleep meditation that put me in a very deep, profound rest.
Right. Here we go.
And I could feel, literally, so I wasn't taking any medication, nothing.
Yeah.
All I was doing was this deep meditation just before I went to sleep. I see you, Pamela. And my whole body went into a deep rest.
Right.
It's like my mind rested, and then all the cells in my body rested.
Here, listen at this.
And then all the ligaments and muscles rested.
Right.
And my body just naturally, because the body is able to heal itself.
It's able to heal itself because it's perfect for the atmosphere.
It's perfect.
It's perfect for energy. It's perfect for the sun.
And so my body just started to I could feel it just doing this little rest. And of course I was doing my yoga and stretches. But the deeper I rested, the deeper the healing.
Exactly, because energy is flowing, the nadis and the chakras is getting filled up, and meditation heals the cells of the body and also your tissues. That's why we say if you know what you're doing when you're meditating, you should actually get stronger and healthier. Not weaker.
You know what you're doing when you're meditating, you actually get stronger.
Right.
And healthier.
So that's why we're in the age, your spiritual practice should help you health-wise. Listen at that. Because you're getting energy. And energy is flowing. That's the Breatharian, Solartarian knowledge. And if it's flowing through cultivation, just like a plant, energy cultivation, it's going to grow and get stronger where it can hold more light. And when it gets stronger and stronger, then it has another energy source to go to. Is this making sense now?
So break it down a little bit more. Literally break it down. Because you have the meditation, and for me, I know my personal experience with the body healing itself without medication. Right. From an inflammation, and then as it was going deeper in the healing and the relaxation, more of the energy was able to flow.
More of the energy
was able to flow to those areas that needed that healing.
Exactly. And this is why we say the more you age, the stronger you should become. Because you're living in the solar radiation more than somebody who's younger. Listen at this now.
Now, look at his face. He's been here in Oaxaca. Now, you got to come to Oaxaca. He came about a month ago, and I haven't seen him in a couple of weeks, and his whole face just relaxed.
Change. Meditation.
And the sun.
And the sun.
And the sun.
That's why I meditate for
relaxation.
it. The sun so it can flow. I'm going to the primary energy source. Straight to the source. That's the source.
Now, for those of you who don't know Elitom Elamin, he has been primarily taking his energy from the sun.
Exactly.
And from the prana that's in the air.
Exactly. And the prana is a name for the energy, or we could use chi, but then it's the sun.
But that means he's not eating and he's not drinking.
Right.
He is literally doing his meditation. You're working with the energy.
You're doing it.
With the
You're not talking about it.
Yeah.
If you do anything else, you meditate. Meditate, meditate. And don't put a destination. If I meditate for 2 weeks, if I meditate for a month, how long? It's a lifetime thing. That's how you go straight to the source to get your primary energy.
Straight to the source.
Which is the sun.
No
names. I didn't have to call on no name.
Hey, Those of you who are watching on my Facebook Live, please make a comment, put some hearts up so I know you're there. And
this is what we talk about. It ain't got no name. It ain't got no book to it.
there you go. I see your hearts.
You're living in it. It's an energy source. Now, there's other energy sources. You know, plants, animals. Those are energy sources. But it's not the primary energy source.
So the primary energy source is solar.
The solar.
And the prana that's in the air. Now tell me, how does the prana get into the air?
Well, the prana just means energy. That's the word they use in India. It's a cultural thing.
Okay.
It's just energy.
Prana,
it's spirit.
chi. Hi, Tina.
Those are all the same thing. Spirit. Those of you who religion talk about you working with spirit. You working with the sun.
Working with the sun. You
Did
work
we
with
say
that
this?
energy.
It's
And,
the primary
man,
energy
Can
source.
you imagine getting younger and younger as you as you mature and the more time you spend here
This
on
ain't even no
planet Earth?
debate.
I'm telling you.
I guarantee you could go outside your house either now or tomorrow, wherever you get a chance, and try to, because everything is energy.
Everything is energy.
And I'm looking around, what is the primary energy source? It ain't the trees. It wasn't the water.
It's not the food.
It wasn't the food.
It's not the animals.
It wasn't the bank. The bank was there. I was at a park. You know, the bank where you get your money. That's not the primary energy source.
Primary energy source.
We're digging now, ain't we? It was the sun. It was here since ancient times. So when they said man fell from consciousness, is humanity living for the sun now? Absolutely not. That's not people's primary energy sources, other sources. And that's why you're paying a price.
Now, let's go to that conversation. Look, Elitom Elamin came to visit me today. I rarely have anyone in my home because this is my temple.
Right.
But I invited him here because he's really a holy man. He's a sacred man. And where did I take you? I took him up to one of the mountains here. Mm-hmm. And we had this really awesome conversation.
Oh, man.
About how sometimes because people haven't cultivated their own energy source.
Right.
They want to take yours. And that's our position is helping you to cultivate your own energy.
Showing you how to
your
get your
own
own
battery. So you have your own battery, your own energy source. You have you've cultivated your own sun, because we are many suns.
That's why nobody else, it's not about somebody else making you get your energy. They'll direct you to work on it, but just get your own energy. See, we got used, since humanity fell in consciousness, we got used to keep trying to rob other people's work.
Not cool.
Rob other people's energy. And you get mad when they say no and don't want to go with your agreement. Get your own. The sun is for everybody. It's beaming on everybody. That's what love is.
All the time.
Because it don't judge you. You relax up under the sun. I don't care what you did yesterday or what you planned on doing. You open up to it, it's going to give you the energy. That's love. And it's keeping you alive.
And it's important we love on the sun.
Right.
It's so, I'm sorry coming out of the frame. It's so important to love on the sun.
Loving the sun.
Like really, the sun is a living being.
Being is a consciousness.
It's a consciousness and a living, and it has so much information, so many codes of light.
And put it together. That's why when you go to a funeral and see the body laying there, the energy left. The soul left. What was animated? The primary energy source. You gotta see. That's why they say truth is hidden in plain sight. The truth always been here, but everybody been denial and don't want to see it. But now we saying it. That's the primary energy source. Go ask any physicist on this planet.
So what we're talking about right now is,
oh man,
I know a lot of you have been following Elitom for a long while. He's been sharing this message all over the world for many years. But, the world has changed, and it's time for the scales to come off of our eyes.
Right.
And our consciousness,
see it for the
consciousness,
really is.
and see what it really is here, and to allow your majestic self, your radiance, to really come through, because that's really who you are.
That's really who you are.
You are really a radiant, magnificent being of light.
That's why a true spiritual journey, look at the tarot cards. They got the Fool card, he on a journey. But fool comes from the word sol, which goes to solar. You're on a journey of the sun. Oh man, did it say this? You're on a journey of the primary energy source. Anything else is not the primary energy source.
Not your husband, not your wife, not your children, not religion, not any of those things. When you realize who you really are.
Right.
A solar, soul, radiant being.
Oh man, this is good.
It's a game changer.
And the other games that people playing, you don't have to play it no more. You start growing, you can set it down. You don't need to play that game no more. Say this prayer, come here, come do it. You don't need to play it. You're going straight to the source.
You go straight to
You are the source. That's why they say it. You are the source. And the source will give you everything you need. That's the whole idea about you don't need sustenance from other sources. That way you go to the primary source. Oh, did I say this?
You said it. You said it.
Ding.
So this is a whole different level of understanding and consciousness.
So that's why the situation was people try to fast their way in, but all you're doing is getting rid of your one energy source and you have not developed the other one, which is the soul. And then if you didn't know to work with the energy of the sun, you ain't going nowhere either. You got to get out of the denial. Serious. Go get that food. See what it is. Oh, that's the primary energy source. I got it. Go get it. It's there every day looking at you. The all-seeing eye that's on the American dollar bill. But that's another, energy source. But we ain't talking about that. We talk about the primary energy source.
When I had the first realization of the primary energy sources when I was teaching 4th and 5th grade bilingual science to children. And it was a lesson on photosynthesis.
Right.
And, when you're teaching at that level, and especially in the regular educational system, they just take you through the steps, right?
Right.
This is photosynthesis. The sun creates the energy.
Right.
And the plants are able to convert that energy.
Take that light and convert it and combine it into other chemical reactions that it needed for.
So it's a conversion of this light from the sun, the conversion of
and the human beings do it also. Yep.
But the thing is, the animals they're eating this source of energy.
Right.
And then people eat the animals.
Right.
Why not go straight to the source?
Go straight to the source. The human being could do it.
Yeah, or eat more greens, or eat living food, living light, eat living light.
Here we go.
So we could eat living light, whether you're eating more greens or fruit.
Closer and
but
closer.
If we get closer, we can actually eat and partake of more of the light directly.
Now listen to what NASA.
Now, I'm not telling you not to eat.
Right.
We're not saying don't eat.
We ain't even saying that. You can't handle it. I told people, just leave the journey alone.
Time because your taxi's coming
soon. Now, check this out what NASA said. NASA said, they tell the truth sometimes.
See those hearts. Thank you.
The sun brings enough energy to the earth in 1 hour that can fuel all the industries on the planet for a whole year. You live in so much power, you just don't know it.
And we are the power.
We are the power. That's why you have to cultivate or transform this. Now listen at this one writing I'm going to read. This comes from the Cloak of the Illuminati. There's a book, The Cloak of the Illuminati, but this is what they said about the story of Enoch. Now, a lot of people don't know that story, but it's in the 2nd Jasher. But listen at this passage I'm about to read. Enoch's description continues. And Michael extracted me from my clothes. He anointed me with the delightful oil, and the appearance of the oil is greater than the greatest light. Its ointment is like the sweet dew, and its fragrance like the myrrh, and its shining is like the sun. And I gazed at myself, and I had become like one of the glorious ones. See, when you deal with the sun and it start transforming you, He's saying, in other words, his clothes was changed. These are your real clothes, but they start changing. Your skin start getting clear. Your eyes start lightening up. All of this stuff when you mess with the sun. Then he said, he anointed me with the delightful oil, where you start shining. And then he said, and the appearance of that oil was greater than the greatest light. This was like sweet dew. You stop stinking. Listen at this. You bringing another energy out of you now. Yeah. We're talking real. Mm-hmm. That was how Enoch transformed. He went to the primary source. And if he did it, if somebody did it before, we could do it again.
And this is so important, my darlings, because we have shifted. The whole world has shifted.
Straight shifted.
Shifted. And it's so important that we don't go back to the other stuff. We don't go back to eating the doo-doo, right?
Making something else the primary source.
It's important that we eat the living light, that we eat the living light. Again, I'm not telling you not to eat. I'm just saying.
But you got to do something different than before.
You got to do it different. And
you at least recognize what the primary source for is.
The primary source, and we are the solar beings.
Oh, man. Straight up.
We are the solar beings.
Start using that power.
We are battery beings. All the cells of our being.
True
cells
power.
Are serious solar beings. So.
Oh, man.
Rodney, my cousin.
Now listen at this next part. In Greek times, this body posture was believed to channel the sun's ethereal radiance. Now, what they're talking about, I'm known for teaching Qigong, standing like a tree.
He teaches really good Qigong.
Having the hands up like an antenna. I'm known for this. They're talking about this body posture in this book. This is the one that burns up and brings in the sun's ethereal radiance. That's why every retreat I've ever done, and people deal with this position, got healthier right in the retreat.
You get healthy. Here's the other thing.
More energy, stronger.
We're going to have to do a timeout because his taxi's coming. But let me just say something. And we're going to wrap this up. Wherever you are, wherever you are on your journey, you could always take it another step.
Always could take another step.
To well-being, radiance, consciousness, health, beautiful skin.
All this good stuff.
Bright eyes, understanding, strength and vitality.
Right.
You start little by little.
Little by little.
And we have to remember that the sun.
The primary source.
The primary source, which...
The primary source.
And to be connected.
And that's why there's no losing on this journey. Stop out of this, I made a mistake. That's where the love is at. All you got to do is go submit up under it. It ain't about how long you could do this or how, But you better recognize if you don't know that's the primary source, you're not going to these levels. I guarantee it, because you don't know it's the source. That's the source, which is you.
You. We're only radiant beings of light,
Oh,
fully expressed.
man.
We're fully expressed in male and female forms. That's it.
We talking,
That's
boy.
it. It's just beautiful radiance coming from the sun, the great central sun, the sun beyond the sun.
Right.
And we're expressions of that. We're going to have to bow out because Elitom Elamin has to take a taxi back. Now that it's getting good.
We're just digging. We're going to keep on digging, though. We're not over.
Okay. Blessings.
It's the Solartarian journey now.
Thank you.
Peace and blessings.
Ciao.